On the morning of January 6, 2025, at 11:15 a.m., a man named David Mora was sitting on the balcony of his apartment, enjoying the view of the Pacific Ocean. Like any other day, it seemed normal. Suddenly, about 5 miles away from his apartment, he noticed flames and sparks erupting on the hills of Pacific Palisades. Within just an hour, the fire grew so intense that smoke completely engulfed the mountains. Satellite imagery showed that the fire was first reported in the Pacific Palisades hills, but within a few hours, it spread to areas like Eaton Canyon, Kenneth Hahn State Recreation Area, and San Fernando. At the time of the fire, winds were blowing at 100 km/h, moving inland toward the ocean. The question arises, if the fire started in Pacific Palisades, which is close to the ocean, how did it spread 30–40 kilometers inland against the wind direction? Welcome back, viewers. This fire has devastated a total of 38,000 acres or 150 square kilometers, destroying over 12,000 buildings and homes and displacing 180,000 people. It is the most destructive fire in Los Angeles history. Despite every possible effort, firefighting attempts seem futile. Water bombers are dropping 45,000 liters of water at a time, but it feels like a drop in the ocean compared to the scale of the fire. Special chemicals are also being deployed, but nature seems to be overpowering all human efforts. California, already facing water shortages, often has dry fire hydrants, making the situation worse. The fire has spread across 7 different areas, dividing firefighting resources. Additionally, winds of 70–100 km/h have only fueled the flames. Further, before understanding the real cause of the Los Angeles wildfire, let's look at how many times California has faced such wildfires in the past. Over the last 25 years, California has been a hotspot for wildfires. In 2003, the Cedar Fire in San Diego County burned 273,000 acres, starting on October 25th and ending on November 4th. In 2017, the Tubbs Fire burned 36,000 acres, also starting in October. Later that year, the Thomas Fire burned 280,000 acres, starting in December and ending in January. On November 8, 2018, the Camp Fire burned 500,000 acres and lasted 17 days, ending on November 25th. Similarly, in 2020, the Glass Fire burned 67,000 acres, starting in September and ending in October. If we observe the dates of these wildfires, one common factor stands out. They all occurred during the winter months. The current Los Angeles wildfire also started during peak winter. So why do most wildfires in California's history occur during winter? The answer lies in a phenomenon called the Santa Ana winds. The Santa Ana winds are hot, dry winds that blow through Southern California and Baja California, especially during autumn and winter. On Google Earth, we can see that California's eastern region is largely desert, known as the Mojave Desert or the Great Basin. The sun heats the desert, increasing air pressure, while the ocean's air remains cool with lower pressure. As we learned in 6th grade, air moves from high pressure to low pressure. The greater the pressure difference, the faster the wind travels. This is exactly what happens here. The Santa Ana winds blow rapidly from the southeast toward the ocean. These dry, hot winds suck moisture from the areas they pass through, leaving the region extremely dry. Shrubs and trees become highly flammable, turning the entire forest into fuel for wildfires. If a fire accidentally starts, the strong winds fan the flames, spreading burning embers rapidly, and the wildfire quickly spirals out of control. Now, one would expect the fire to spread in the direction of the wind. However, in the case of Los Angeles, the opposite happened. The fire was first spotted in Pacific Palisades near the ocean and then spread inland. To understand this, we need to look at an interesting phenomenon called the mountain wave rotor. The side of the mountain where the wind directly hits is called the windward side, while the other side is called the leeward side. When the windward side blocks the wind, a vortex effect is created on the leeward side, causing the air to rotate in circles. This means that while the wind direction at the mountain's peak is one way, the wind direction at the base moves in the opposite direction. In the case of Los Angeles, this phenomenon played a significant role. Pacific Palisades, where the fire was first reported, is on the leeward side. Due to the mountain wave rotor, the wind at the base of the mountain moved in the opposite direction, pushing the fire inland. Once a wildfire grows out of control, it can create bizarre and unpredictable phenomena. One such phenomenon is the fire tornado. This rare and dangerous event occurs during intense wildfires. It resembles a tornado, but is filled with fire and extreme heat. The intense heat from the fire rapidly warms the air, causing it to rise quickly. Cooler air rushes in to replace it, creating an updraft that generates rotational motion. This vortex pulls in dry shrubs, further fueling the fire. Tornado. The fire tornado can overpower local wind patterns, creating its own wind system, making its direction extremely difficult to predict. However, it often moves uphill, spreading the wildfire further. Wildfires are a harsh reality, and due to climate change, their frequency is expected to increase in the coming years. Today, artificial intelligence is used to predict the direction of fire spread, and this information is relayed to firefighters. Firefighters try to spray chemicals around the fire to prevent it from spreading. However, in Los Angeles, as soon as firefighters controlled one area, the wind would carry the fire to another location. The first recorded wildfire in U.S. history occurred in 1871 near Michigan. This wildfire burned 1.2 million acres and claimed 2,500 lives. From the 1871 Peshtigo fire to the current Los Angeles wildfire, nature is sending us a clear message. Controlling fire remains nearly impossible. However, if we strive to understand nature and adapt to climate change rather than fight against it, perhaps the cycle of wildfires can be halted. We hope you enjoyed this video and will give it a thumbs up and share it. Thank you for your loving comments, and we'll see you in the next exciting video.